A very warm welcome to you and welcome to Superscreen Midday News, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Omonka. Many thanks for joining us. Embattled Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye, has been brought to the Lokoja Senior Magistrate Court 2 on a stretcher. He was brought in police custody by ambulance. Journalists present at the court were asked to step out for security screening. We will bring you details of this story in our subsequent bulletins. In another breaking news today, Alagbo Injection Station in Dolphin Estate, Ikoyi, caught fire in the early hours of today. According to the Eco Electricity Distribution Company, EKEDC, the fire started around 5 a.m. this morning. The company told journalists that the fire service arrived within 5 minutes without water or chemical to extinguish the fire. Confirming the development, Public Relations Officer of Eco Disco, Godwin Idiamodia, said a loud bang was heard around 5 a.m., after which the fire services came shortly to attend to it. He also said the fire service department succeeded in putting the fire under control. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has again failed to appear before the Senate for the second time in 1 week to explain the reasons for the killings in the country. You will recall that the Senate had earlier summoned the IGP to appear at the chamber to defend the killings and the detention of Senator Dino Melaye. According to the chairman, Senate Committee on Police Affairs, Abu Ibrahim, he said the Speaker and Inspector General of Police traveled to Kaduna to assess the security situation and sent a Deputy Inspector General of Police to stand in for a summon.
At times like this, we must show maturity and statesmanship. I don't think anybody who has been around enough to observe the practice of our democracy knows that this action cannot be right. We're not a Senate in committee, a Senate in plenary. Under constitutional powers requires the IG to come and give a report on an incident involving a colleague and, more importantly, on the incessant killings that have happened in the country. And he has felt that he is not come, but he wants to dedicate it to a junior to come to appear before us. In my own recollection, since I'm sure those who are here, like the Deputy Senate President, Senator James Banja, I don't think that any IG has ever refused to appear before the Senate since we've been practicing democracy. And I don't think that this has ever happened before. But we must all know these actions are in danger to our democracy. He's doing this, but again, we cannot say it's just to us, because the president told us that he told him to go to Benue. The man refused to go to Benue, and he's still there.
The Senate has therefore resolved to direct the Committee on Police Affairs to look into the matter and report back within a week. In another development, the Senate also condemned the attacks on legislators for expressing their views on the floor of the Parliament. This followed the point of order cited by Senator Matthew Orogide, who told the Senate how thugs allegedly attacked him in the state for speaking out about the breaches inherent to the procurement process of 12 Tucano jets by the executives.
We must condemn any act of molestation, harassment, attack based on our views in this floor of the legislative houses. The Legislative House Powers and Privileges Act, which is an act that exists, signed by the President and is under Section 3, we have immunity from our views and our proceedings here. So I think that I'll be speaking, I'm sure, on behalf of all of us to condemn that such an act. It's unfortunate that we have such an act where people are molested, harassed by expressing their views here, and it's unfortunate. And I think also I'm happy that the chairman police is here that can definitely carry out the exercise to engage with the CP police of Edo to see that those who attacked our colleague based on the immunity he has, should be brought to books. This is not about the subject. It could be any subject matter. And people should be able to express their views here and enjoy that immunity. And so, Chairman, Senate Control Police, please do that and come back and report back to us on the progress that is made on this area. Thank you.
Party knowledge on the junior officers, 6th Division of the Nigerian Army in Port Harcourt has held a seminar for its men and officers. The seminar, which is geared towards combating issues of terrorism and insurgency in the country, was declared open by Director General, Nigerian Army Resource Center, Major General Johnny Hamakim.
We are living in a very uncertain environment where we have continuous emerging new challenges, security challenges, and for you to be able to understand and act effectively, you have to continuously build your capacity. And so this kind of seminar is so apt, especially at this time of our national life where we have myriad, so much security issues that are coming up. So the essence of capacity building is a must, which is what this seminar intends to achieve.
In his remarks, General Officer Commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army Major General Musa Yusuf said the seminar was organized to ensure the junior commanders are better and adequately equipped at their level and ready for combat.
In order to make sure we are part and parcel of the mission of the WAS, we decided to comply with the NA training directive to input these junior commanders seminar. This is to make better commanders at your level. This is to also prepare you for future assignments. What you are going to get from here, you cannot get it in any training institution. I do hope the participants will leave this place richer than how you are coming in.
The federal government has made the fight against insurgency and terrorism a major point of action, particularly as the 2019 election draws closer. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has begun assessment of status of all political parties claiming presence in Anambra State. So far, the Commission has visited offices of 8 political parties in Anambra State, although its findings has not been made public. When members of the Commission visited the state headquarters of the People's Democratic Party in Awka, they were received by the state chairman, Ndubuisi Nwobo, and all the members of the State Working Committee. In his address to the PDP officials, head of Department, Elections and Political Party Monitoring of INEC, Ibe said, the exercise is to ascertain the real political parties with adequate presence in the state. In his response, State Chairman of the PDP, Ndubuisi Nwobo, said the party in Anambra State is intact and ready for the elections, with more than enough members in their ranks. Reverend Umar Ukpai says the only solution to the recent upsurge and the killing of Christians in parts of northern Nigeria is for believers to sacrifice for 200 days and pray against the carnage. Ukpai, who is the founder of the 48-year-old Umar Ukpai Evangelistic Association, said Nigerians above 25 years of age are prone to corruption and should resign from partisan politics. Ukpai told journalists it is unfair that Christians in the country are treated like minorities despite their numerous contributions to the growth and development of the country. He also said Nigerians should not expect anything good from the general elections next year. 3 students have emerged as the best students at the University of Lagos, UNILAG, for this year's graduation. Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, who disclosed this to journalists at the Senate building, said the institution is more than ready for this year's convocation. Details in this report.
These are the authorities of the University of Lagos. They have converged at the institution's Senate building to brief journalists about growth and achievement of the university. Addressing journalists, the Vice-Chancellor Oluwatoyin Ogundikpe expressed joy that the institution convocation is finally set to hold, informing that 3 students emerged as the best graduating students out of 12,608 to be awarded degrees, diplomas and certificates.
This year, 3 students have emerged as the best graduating students. They are Matthew Jeffrey Jude, Department of Biochemistry, Faculty of Science; Roy Lainde Bosun Abbas, Department of Chemical and Petroleum Engineering, Faculty of Engineering; Babawale Oludare Emmanuel, Department of Early Childhood Education, Faculty of Education. All with cumulative GPA of 4.97. Out of the 5,822 graduating postgraduate students, 123 students will be awarded Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, degrees in various disciplines. And this is the highest we are recording thus far. 5,192 master's degrees in various fields across the university, and 509 postgraduate diplomas.
123 doctorate degree holders, 245 first class, and over 12,000 graduating students will agree with me that we have done well as a university. We want to also celebrate our former retired professors, former registrars, former bursars, university librarians, all those who have contributed in the last 50 years plus to making this edifice a pride of place.
The VC also expressed its commitment to building the institution to an envious state.
We will focus our resources and manpower on the key areas of: 1, for the youth, uncompromised academic standard and excellent research output; for the N, networking globally, strategizing locally, and consolidating nationally; for the I, improving university finances by innovative fundraising activities, infrastructural development, and entrepreneurship orientation; for the L, leadership that is transformational, transparent, and transactional; for the A, accountability in academic, administration, finance, and all university policies; and for the G, greater than the best.
The university is also graduating the pioneer set of Chinese language study.
A 54-year-old pastor of Christ Abiding Church has been accused of raping a 9-year-old daughter of his neighbor. The pastor, Udo Okon, reportedly molested the girl in his shop on several occasions before the alleged crime was reported to the police on April 18th. Report says the mother of the girl had observed semen dripping out of her, and she was asleep, and after pestering her, she allegedly told the mother that Okon slept with her and that he had been repeating the act since 2017. Pedro and the police division in Lagos State consequently arrested the pastor, who was paraded on Wednesday by the State Commissioner of Police, Edgar Imoimi. Imoimi said although the pastor denied the allegation, a medical examination of the girl revealed that the hymen had been ruptured. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Do stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men
that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use grass. If I call it use grass, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop they are 4 million naira. Which I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 12. And now on the business world, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved an additional 80 billion naira for the rehabilitation of Section 2 of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway from Shagamu to Ibadan. Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, who disclosed this to journalists at the end of the FEC meeting, said the additional cost would cater for changes that were not captured during the project's conceptualization. An initial 96.3 billion naira was approved for the section, and the latest approval brings the cost to 176.5 billion naira, with the minister stating that the FEC also approved 18.87 billion for the rehabilitation and repair of the 3rd mainland bridge in Lagos State. He said the contract for the repair was awarded to Borini Prono, one of the original builders of the bridge, to last for a period of 27 months. He explained that the contract would involve critical repair works on all the 177 pile holes holding up the bridge, as well as general expansion, joint replacements for the several expansion belts on the bridge. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has set 2020 as the new deadline for zero gas flaring from oil fields. The NNPC Group Managing Director, Maikanti Baru, disclosed this measures during a panel session organized by the Petroleum Technology Association of Nigeria at the ongoing 50th Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas, United States. Baru said gas should create value by increasing the country's gross domestic product and create jobs for Nigerians, as it has done in other oil-producing countries. The group director explained that the new deadline and the fine regime became imperative to align Nigeria's oil production with global standards. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachiku, has asked the Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Maikanti Baru, the Director, Department of Petroleum Resources, Mordecai Ladan, and Executive Secretary, Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, Saidu Abdulkader, to provide the information sought by the human rights lawyer, Femi Falano, on fuel importation. In his letter to the minister, Falano raised several concerns about the oil and industry and asked Kachiku to respond within 7 days in pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. In a letter made available to journalists in Abuja, Kachiku told journalists he has directed chief executives of the NNPC, DPR and PPPRA to provide the lawyer with the information requested, subject to the limits of the firm's contractual, legal, and business confidentiality. Now, the head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Kato Carson, says trade volume between Nigeria and EU has reached 25.3 billion euros in 2017. Carlson, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja on the forthcoming European Day, said the figure is an increase of 27% over that of 2016, which is 19.9 billion euros. Carlson said the EU remains the most significant trading partner for Nigeria, adding that trade and investment is an integral part of Europe's partnership with Nigeria. As the federal government bans importation and production of codeine, The Senate Majority Leader, Ahmed Lawan, says 70% of the product finds its way into Sambisa Forest. Lawan disclosed this in a point of order, commending the executive on its directive to ban further implementation of the drug into the country. The leader noted that the action taken by the executive shows it has found a common ground with the legislature, suggesting that implementation must be followed with strict security monitoring.
Between the executive and the legislature, we have found a common ground. The common ground was we debated, we took resolutions. The executive has found enough reasons and grounds to ban the production and importation of this deadly syrup. I therefore feel that this National Assembly, particularly the Senate, and essentially, especially our committees on drug and narcotics and health, should work with the Federal Ministry of Health and NAFDAC to ensure the total implementation of this ban.
In his reaction, Senate President Bukola Saraki urged its relevant committees to ensure proper monitoring and see that the ban is strictly adhered to.
And I think it's a great day, and for those of us who have been advocating for this for a long time, that we must tackle this issue of drug abuse, which is particularly affecting more of our girls and women, and it was a dangerous trend. Let's see that this ban is restricted and ensure that it works very well for us. I thank all my colleagues for this, and it shows again some of the good things that the two arms of government are doing together.
Watching Superscreen Midday News. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign news and some sports stories. Do stay with us.